Good morning. I'm Steve Jurens with your live Northeast Radio SD News for Thursday, February 19th, 2026. Your news this hour is brought to you by Watertown Development Company. Watertown's established economic growth and development professionals. Check out the no-cost online courses available to help local entrepreneurs. Learn more at WDCSD.com under the Events tab. The Watertown Development Company equals economic mobility. The Village of Harmony Hill in Watertown is revolutionizing senior care with the launch of My Care Line, a virtual healthcare program designed for critical after-hours support. Through a partnership with Sanford Health and the Good Samaritan Society, residents now have bedside access to clinical experts during evenings, weekends, and holidays. The program utilizes the high-tech TytoCare device, a portable clinic that allows remote nurses to listen to heart sounds, examine ears, and perform high-resolution wound checks in real time. Assisted living nurse supervisor Fancy Esplin says the technology provides a vital safety net, allowing staff to triage situations immediately. Administrator Krista Beauchamp emphasizes that while the service uses the Epic medical record system, it keep primary doctors informed. Its main goal is to care in place, providing the reassurance needed to keep residents safe at home and out of the hospital. A 39-year-old California man has been sentenced to 15 months in federal prison for a residency scam used to illegally purchase firearms in South Dakota. Federal officials say Jacob Barba rented a small storage closet in a Rapid City commercial building and used that address to obtain a fraudulent South Dakota driver's license and a concealed permit. Between 2023 and 24, Barba used these documents to buy 7 firearms, claiming he was a local resident, while actually living in California with his wife and business. U.S. Attorney Ron Parsons noted that Barba even assisted others in similar tax and residency scams. This case was prosecuted as part of Operation Take Back America, a nationwide Department of Justice initiative targeting the illegal trafficking of firearms and the activities of transnational criminal organizations. Native American outreach groups are sounding the alarm over the Save America Act, a federal election bill currently facing uncertainty in the U.S. Senate. Supported by Senator John Thune and other GOP leaders, the bill would require in-person verification of a U.S. passport or birth certificate to register for federal elections. O.J. Siemens of South Dakota's Four Directions Native Vote warns that these requirements create massive obstacles for tribal populations. Many tribal IDs do not include the place of birth details mandated by the bill, and high poverty levels on reservations make it nearly impossible for some members to afford new documentation. While proponents frame the bill as a way to prevent voter fraud, advocates in the Brenna Center for Justice argue it would disenfranchise millions of citizens, including tribal elders born at home who never received official birth certifications. A legislative effort to abolish the death penalty in South Dakota has come to an end for the 2026 session. The House Judiciary Committee voted 10-1 Wednesday to reject House Bill 1268, which sought to replace capital punishment with long-term imprisonment. The bill's sponsor, Representative Tim Reish, a former sheriff and corrections secretary, argued that research shows the death penalty fails to act as a superior deterrent to violent crime. However, the proposal faced heavy opposition from Attorney General Marty Jackley. Jackley cited the 2011 murder of a state corrections officer as a primary reason to keep the penalty, arguing it provides necessary consequences for the most violent offenders. Other lawmakers agreed, stating that the penalty remains an essential option for providing closure for victims' families. Aberdeen brain health specialist Tiffany Hoft has been honored by South Dakota First Lady Sandy Roden with the Healthy Rising Star Award. Hoft, the owner of Minds Matter, was recognized for her proactive approach to cognitive rehabilitation, specifically treating concussions, brain fog, and early stage dementia. Hoft's work is built on the research that 40% of dementia cases are preventable if intervention begins early enough. She advocates for keeping patients engaged in their daily lives, warning that stripping people of responsibilities like managing medications or finances can literally speed up brain deterioration. By teaching caregivers how to properly support their loved ones, Hof's clinic aims to maintain the independence of patients, allowing them to stay in their homes and continue pursuing their passions long after a diagnosis. Your news this hour is brought to you by Watertown Development Company, Watertown's established economic growth and development professionals. Check out the no cost online courses available to help local entrepreneurs. Learn more at wdcsd.com under the Events tab. The Watertown Development Company equals economic mobility. Read the full in-depth stories online at northeastradiosd.com. If you enjoy the daily news recap podcast and live interview uploads, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review. Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter delivered straight to your inbox every morning at 6 a.m. And with today's local and state news from Northeast Radio SD Studios in Watertown, South Dakota, I'm Steve Jurens.